Okay. Game face. Here we go.
I've got bipolar disorder. My shit's not in order. I'm overweight, I'm always late. I've got too many things to say. I rock mom jeans, cat earrings, extrapolate my feelings. My family is dysfunctional, but we have a good time killing each other. They tell us from the time we're young to hide the things that we don't like about ourselves, inside ourselves. I know I'm not the only one who spent so long attempting to be someone else. Well, I'm over it. I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are. I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are.
Look, my thought was with that song choice, if I can't have a fat woman in my video, I got it. I'll just have a really fat pop singer sing my intro song, and it's perfect. The whole thing about keeping secrets, it's just coincidental. It's an incidental thing. It's a crossover. Don't think too much about it. So this is one of those things where I did this on really short notice, so I apologize. I know there's going to be a lot of people who actually want to hear a full story with this. I can't give that to you. There's simply too much here to go over in detail that there is no way on the short notice that I had to put the stream together that I would be able to go over all of it. And I have to thank everybody who helped me out on the forum, putting what I do have together in such short time. I say this, I give an upfront admission of this because there is some current drama. And I'll get into that in a second. Secret Gamer Girl is a person a lot of you might know already because of GamerGate. Of course, at the center of all good train wrecks is GamerGate. And Secret Gamer Girl, of course, is no exception to this. At the time of recording, 2019, our year of Trump, Gamer Girl has 140,000 tweets since September 2014, which is right around GamerGate's start. They registered specifically to get into the GamerGate controversy, and has since registering posted on average 75 tweets a day every day for 4.5 years straight. Pretty impressive. I can't be that consistent. I've been trying to learn Russian on Duolingo for fucking 2 years at this point. Can't get myself into a habit of pulling out my phone or going onto the site and going to the Russian course every day. But somehow Secret Gamer Girl, Godspeed, has managed to go 75 tweets a day every day for fucking years, and that is that is simply unbelievable. That is impressive dedication. So the current drama that some of you astute gamer goobers, gamer goober veterans may have noticed is this. There's somebody named Mark Kern on Twitter who apparently works for Blizzard, and after THQ Nordic's question and answer session on 8chan's video game board, Secret Gamer Girl, who has hated 8chan for quite some time because of Gamergate, made the very shocking and astute conclusion that Mark Kern is Mark of 8chan's V. If you know anything about 8chan, you know how funny that is, because Mark is somebody who has showed his asshole. He's spread his anus. And those pictures have leaked. And Secret Gamer Girl has accused Mark Kern of Blizzard of being Mark from 8chan's V, and is accusing him of being, of course, as it is 2019, our year of our Lord Trump, of being a pedophile. This is Mombot, who again is only notable because of Gamergate and for not being a woman. Says, also, it goes without saying that the Mark who talked THQ Nordic into this is Kern, right? Regular of the site, still somehow works in the industry despite the massive pedophilia ties, is promoting the hell out of the link, hunting for people to blame for blowing it up currently. Wow, that is some hot fucking take. Mark Kern replies, well, Secret Gamer Girl is going to be at the end of a whopping lawsuit if they keep spreading this bullshit. I have nothing to do with THQ Nordic or V or whatever. I'm blocked, so I can't report her. Please do report Secret Gamer Girl if you can. This is outrageous. And as a follow-up, Twitter is asking me for all the tweets regarding Secret Gamer Girl libelous harassment of me, including her continuing to retweet false allegations and doubling down. She has me blocked, so please DM me with her archive or screenshots. Now that's Mark Kern of Blizzard. Again, I'm pretty sure talking about Secret Gamer Girl, the subject of tonight's stream. And how they're basically going on this psychotic tirade, calling him a pedophile for posting on 8chan's video game board. Now I'm going to give the briefest overview of Secret Gamer Girl. Their thread on the Kiwi Farms is nearing 1,000 pages at 20 posts per page. That is a fucking lot of content. I cannot possibly hope to distill that down to something. He isn't at Blizz anymore. That's sad. But yeah, I will give a brief primer on this topic. If you want to see more, you gotta go to the forum. That's just me chilling. Gamer Girl's ties to internet drama goes all the way back to 2004, and Gamergate, of course. Let's start with the bad beginnings of the Crash. The Crash Override Network, and a brief for convenience sake, we're just going to call it Con, not Crash Override Network, just Con. In fact, it was a knowing reference in the IRC logs of Zoe Quinn, who ran Con, that the acronym CON was intentional. It is a fucking scam, and it makes a lot of money for Zoe Quinn. The purpose of Con was to help victims of internet harassment piece their life back together. And in the early days of Con, it was Secret Gamer Girl, Sarah Nyberg, who is also a very interesting person and may warrant some kind of talk in the future. Zoe Quinn, of course, there's Zoe Quinn at the United Nations giving a speech on internet harassment. And Based Blue, my favorite person of all the social justice warriors from Gamergate, Randy Lee Harper, is a cutthroat businesswoman. I have nothing but utter fucking respect for her ruthlessness and abilities as a money maker. Just throwing that out there, nothing but pure adoration for Randy Lee Harper. Randy Lee Harper is, of course, famous in Gamergate for something else, besides making shit tons of fucking cash at the expense of everyone around her. Randy Lee Harper ran the Gamergate block bot, which I'm pretty sure to this day on Patreon makes thousands of dollars every month. And if you've ever gone to somebody's page to see a tweet that people are sharing around and you're blocked and you've never even heard of this person, never mind tweeted at them, it is probably because you're on Randy's block bot and they run the block bot. And that's important later. I'm not just bringing that up for no reason. So, focusing specifically on our hero, our champion of Gamergate, Secret Gamer Girl, who seemingly came out of nowhere in 2014 to be a part of it, is a true and honest longtime gamer, of course. This is from our wiki article that I'm pretty sure Jameis wrote by himself, because that guy's a fucking, wiki writing gnome. He's just like an elf. He just writes wiki articles. But it's been very helpful for this stream, so thank you, Jameis. Secret Gamer Girl, this is from the Crash Override Network leak, saying, seriously, I worked on this one card game, had it pretty much where I wanted, was running demos at cons, attempting to hire artists. A year goes by, waiting on people to get back in touch with me on art contracting. I go, screw it, I'll just do my own illustrations, tweak the rules a bit, fix the issues that's been bugging me, start looking for printers. Hey, congratulations on getting that game in stores. I don't know if it's just a really nasty coincidence or someone was really paying attention when I was running demos, but there's an S on the name. And the big expensive game that kind of ruined me financially kind of had the same thing happen, although at least mine was technically on the market for a year first. The server for the official side of these games of mine went down without warning a year or two ago, and frankly I'd been too depressed to fix it, but I may have also missed this final notice from GoDaddy on the domain itself this month. So that's Secret Gamer Girl talking about, in the Crash Override Network's IRC channel, talking about his foray into card games, trading card games. So obviously they're a long-term gamer, and that's important, I promise. Now, a key thing that I can't go into too much detail about, but I will touch over briefly by reading one article, is Secret Gamer Girl holds a fucking grudge. This person has like 8 people that they just fucking hate and have been going after for years, write articles about. I'll show you this. There's 2 things of note on this. You see that pinned tweet about a dossier on Frederick Brennan, and you see following Brianna Wu. So currently, their object of obsession is the former owner of 8chan, Hot Wheels, many of you may know him by, and they're also followed by Brianna Wu, who also does not like 8chan or Frederick Brennan. In fact, many of you may remember this.
Believe it or not, Brianna, 8chan is not all about you.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Now that is some vintage shit. So I wonder if Secret Gamer Girl has any ulterior motives in trying to take down Frederick Brennan outside of 8chan, because he no longer runs 8chan, but they've still got this tweet pinned. As of 2018, so after Frederick has left 8chan, no coincidence there, I'm sure. I happen to have a piece of her journalistic content, so we're going to go over that. I'm just going to read for a little bit, kill some time. We're going to see why they believe they deserve to make the big bucks. All right. So, let's start with this. This was posted in 2015 by CernoWatch. I believe Mike Cernovich is the other person Secret Gamer Girl really does not like. There's quite a few. Some of them trans people from England that they've hated for a long time. One of them is Riot Games. They hate Riot Games, and that's because they're friends with Bex. Do you remember the Jewish witch from the other stream? They're also friends. What a coincidence. All right, let's go over this. Name, Frederick Brennan. Nickname, Hot Wheels. From New York State, age 20. I don't even think that's true. Current residence, the Philippines. This document exists specifically to detail Frederick Brennan's history, capabilities, and actions of 8chan.net, formerly 8chan.co, and to place them within the context of his life. It was compiled by CernoWatch and published January 23rd, 2014. This information contained herein was compiled from Brennan's numerous media appearances at Al Jazeera, New York Times, Daily Dot, and more, as well as the information Brennan makes publicly available on his websites and social media accounts. We affirm that none of it is acquired illegally, blah, blah, blah. Physical notes. Brennan suffers from osteogenesis imperfecta, a genetic disorder also called brittle bone disease. By Brennan's own 2014 estimate, he has broken his bones over 120 times. Tasks which able-bodied persons would find simple, like cooking and laundry, are very dangerous and difficult for Brennan to do. He's confined to a motorized wheelchair. His body is the size of a child's. How mean. There is no cure for brittle bone disease. Brennan has undoubtedly spent his entire life in a great deal of physical pain. On his personal Twitter bio, Brennan refers to himself as an irrelevant cripple that people follow because I made 8chan. Wow, this is fucking mean. Secret gamer girl. Okay, because of Brennan's condition, his choices of activities were limited to reading, watching TV, or go on the computer. Doing normal kid stuff resulted in the majority of his bone breaks. According to Brennan, he first logged into 4chan at the age of 12. At age 13, Brennan wrote his first computer program. Brennan's been a regular user of Chanboard since 2008. Brennan's life has also been very difficult. His mother suffers from brittle bone disease, though despite that, she has 2 children, Frederick and a brother 2 years younger. Both brothers were affected by the disability, which, according to Brennan, has a 50% chance of being passed along. According to a December 30th, 2014 article, Brennan wrote for the Daily Stormer. Brennan's parents divorced when he was 5 because his mother's conditions. His father was awarded sole custody of the children, plus a stipend from the state and aid to help care for them. Well, I'm not going to read all of this. It would take a long fucking time. But basically, it's a very kind of mean, because it's just like, this is what the cripple does. 7-month owner of Wizard Chan talks about how he thought he would be a permanent virgin. So he actually started developing image board software for Wizard Chan. A lot of people forgot that. That's actually how I met him, as we had a thread on Wizard Chan. He joined the then Quickie forums to talk about Wizard Chan and defend it from our criticisms. Talks about how he was inspired by 4chan to make an English-speaking image board with inspiration from Reddit to have custom board creation. Somehow, I don't know why they're talking about how he can retrieve IPs from posts on 8chan, has an archive of threads, a personality cult based Hot Wheels. I guess this is, I don't even know what the intent of the chat. Tell me, what is the intent of this dossier? Is this award-winning journalism? Is this supposed to justify their existence? Is this to get at Frederick? To slander him? Slander is spoken, not written, my friend. Slander him. There we go. It's autism. Oh, here we go. Let's start here. It's clear that Brennan regards continually hosting child pornography to be the cost of doing business in his free speech utopia. I guess the neutral point of view has been lost at this point. In an interview with the Daily Dot, Brennan said, "I don't give a shit about what any news agency has to say about me or my website," Brennan told me. "I only care what law enforcement agencies have to say." He said he expects regular backlash, but "I don't care about media crocodile tears for page views." With that, he dismissed the idea that a journalist might have a genuine concern about a website hosting photos of what many would call sexual abuse of small children. And his caricature of the media, reporters aren't human beings so much as they're digital machines fueled by advertising dollars. I asked him about a forum called Doll, which hosts provocative photos of barely clothed little girls. If you want Doll shut down, he countered, you should instead focus on the studios who are producing this content. Some of them are even legally based in the United States. That's a real story here, not some perverts posting them online after the fact. The photos already exist, Brennan argues, so what if he's building a directory through which they can be shared and discussed? In other words, someone else is in the wrong already, and he's merely using the fruits of that labor. From November 17th, 2014. Brennan seems to blame the demand for child pornography as somehow compelling him to play host to those customers, advocating responsibility and blaming outside entities for his behavior. Also, I would just want to clarify something. I don't allow Loli/Shota because I like it. I allow it because 4chan does. Brennan's personal Twitter account. That sounds familiar. Destruction of evidence. Oh, this is also a great little piece. This is some hard-hitting journalism. Strap in for this. Destruction of evidence. Britain's policy of deleting first does not combat illegal activity so much as wash 8chan's hands of the worst of it. By moderating themselves just enough, 8chan as a community stays under the radar of a system which they know is overloaded, distracted, and willing to ignore them. By deleting posts Britain knows to be child pornography, he destroys evidence like the user's IP, which could be forwarded to law enforcement. By handing off the responsibility of deletion to global volunteers, Britain distances himself by degrees from the destruction of evidence, but knows it is a part of day-to-day operations on his site. The chain of command in 8chan allows him to plead ignorance when it suits him and shunt off the responsibility to that of his users. If you find any illegal content on 8chan, please email admin@8chan.co and it will be dealt with promptly. Keep in mind that 8chan's volunteers are not lawyers. We just know it when we see it. If you find that response inadequate, I again draw your attention to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children cyber tip line. So Brennan says he would comply with any lawful search warrant, but his delete first policy seems calculated to frustrate such an endeavor. At any rate, one has never been carried out against him, although he may have the IPs of thousands of computers involved in the distribution of child pornography logged on his servers. So their argument here, Secret Gamer Girl's hard-hitting journalism, is that he should leave child pornography on the site to enable law enforcement to get people who post it. I don't even think that's legal. I don't think you can do that. Like, even if I'm really thinking about this. Even if he like hid it from public, you can't have that shit on your server. If you know it's there, you gotta delete it. It's it's fucking preposterous. Retaliation against whistleblowers. Officially, Brennan encourages people to report illegal content on 8chan to his admin email account so that he can delete the content and or dox the complainant. Oh, this is based. I like this policy. There should be a specific board dedicated to doxing people complaining about your site. If one circumvents his authority and says write about it in public, they are likely to face some backlash from Hot Wheels. For example, on January 15th, 2015, Brennan posted emails concerning reports about illegal activity to the Infinite Chan Twitter account, neglecting to censor the sender's email addresses or IPs. Among those targeted was Dan Olson, the same person who had written about the child porn board weeks before, forcing Brennan to take down 7 of the worst offenders. Baphomet, 8chan's doxing and rating board, put the information on their hit list. Oh geez. And as we have established, Baphomet deals in blood. Brennan stands to lose from reporting campaigns which circumvent his authority as admin. On January 12th, after receiving multiple reports about illegal content on 8chan, 8chan's domain registrar, internet.bs. Is that real? Internet BS? That's funny. Pulled the domain citing child abuse. According to Brennan, the site was down for some time and in a fairly serious way. Ultimately, Brennan lost the original 8chan.co domain name and was forced to move his site to 8chan.net, a move he says he is happy with. That's actually not true. If you go to 8C, I'm pretty sure this will redirect you to 8chan. Maybe I'm going to look like a fool. Yeah, no. See, it does. So, however, his tweets on the Infinite Chan Twitter during the downtime seemed to belie his frustration with the domain registrar, saying Internet BS had stolen my domain. Conclusion. Frederick Brennan is a disabled man who has led a very painful life in every sense of the word. Brennan's history and relationship with Chan culture most probably led him to his current full-time job playing host to illegal content on 8chan. Hot Wheels has done a lot of media appearances for someone who claims not to care what news agencies make of him or his site. The rules of 8chan explicitly tell board volunteers to delete child porn on the boards, i.e. purge evidence from the 8chan servers. Hot Wheels will plead ignorance about the content as if the board mods and he are not well aware of its existence. The mods are always asleep in parentheses. If you report illegal content to Britain, he might post your IP address. And this hard-hitting journalism has gotten one reply specifically about the fact that they're advocating he keeps child porn on his site. And then they say there's no reason why he can't note the IP, forward it to the relevant authority, and delete the content. But you didn't come to Cernowatch, did you? John Doe of 9gag.com IP, and then his IP address? I thought you were against this. What the fuck? This is Secret Gamer Girl, by the way. Speaking of, we can go back to our story now. Let me get a sip of water. So, where we last left off, let's see. Was this where, yes. So, this was the hard-hitting journalism that Secret Gamer Girl was doing as a part of the Crash Override Network. I made an attempt to say it right and I fucked it up. But they are no longer in the Crash Override Network, and this is why. It all started with a woman named Candace Owens, and as I've said, every good train wreck starts with GamerGate. If you know Candace Owens because of her based magapede sentiments, she actually got her start during GamerGate hosting a website called Social Autopsy, which was based and red-pilled because the point of Social Autopsy was to dox cyberbullies and internet harassers, which is probably the most based and red-pilled thing in the history of ever. Also, Candace Owens is the only attractive black person. Debate me. So how did based Candace Owens break Secret Gamer Girl from the Crash Override Network? And the answer is a person named Sarah Nyberg hacked the Social Autopsy, Social Coroner Twitter account and made several tweets. I couldn't find anyone's besides these because it's been so long. And almost everything I did find, ironically, came off the Ralph retort because Ralph was the only person, the only hard-hitting journalist covering this incident. But basically, Sarah Nyberg on the left somehow gained access to Candace's Twitter account and made tweets attacking Zoe Quinn. And when this happened, Zoe Quinn got mad and kicked Sarah Nyberg out of Crash Override Network, and Secret Gamer Girl took Sarah Nyberg's side. So Secret Gamer Girl was also kicked out of Crash Override Network. How did this fare for Secret Gamer Girl? The answer, not really. Not really well. Actually, fuck, I need to pull this up. How did I not think about this before? Secret Gamer Girl Patreon. I want to see the Patreon. There we go. So right now, according to this, Secret Gamer Girl was making $632 a month, which is actually pretty impressive for posting 75 tweets a day. And what? That can't be real. The last update they've gotten, what they posted was in 2015. You don't care enough about the 80 people supporting you at $600 a month. You can't make a fucking post. You make 75 posts a day on Twitter. You can't post one on fucking Patreon. Fuck off. What, Graph that's what I wanted to say. Let's see. Year to date. No, wait, all time. Oh, they've actually been gaining money. Go figure. Being very loud on the internet pays, apparently. But it's not enough, unfortunately. It never is. In the fallout, these tweets were made. So before you get jealous of that big Patreon dollars, hello, I just spent a good chunk of the night on a park bench in below freezing weather, which I was not at all appropriately dressed for. If anyone wants to help make this number go up so that doesn't happen next month, I would really appreciate it. Someone just pestered me to actually stick trans crowdfund on a post where I plug my Patreon here. I feel weird about doing so since this isn't me looking for help with a sudden emergency, just not having the money to fully cover food and housing, etc. So support my Patreon, and I will find a place to post things that will continue to exist and put stuff up on it. And I also won't die of exposure in the weather sense. Patreon.com/secretgamergirl. So as you can see, that $600 a month just doesn't go as far as it needs to. Secret Gamer Girl is sleeping on a fucking bench out in the park. It's a very desperate situation. So if you want to... Oh, I guess I was going to try to keep this a secret for the next batch of tweets. I mean, there's way too many to fucking dig through. But they mentioned that trans crowdfund. Yes. Now... We're getting there. I promise you we're getting there. Yes, Secret Gamer Girl is trans. It does mean that I have to hide the fact that I am trans from everyone I meet, because it might mean they'd want to rape me or beat me to death. I mean, I don't know about rape. I'm pretty sure when I hear someone's trans, the opposite effect on my brain occurs. I am a very lonely person with lots of really scary problems. Very, very rarely do I ever go outside or interact with people face to face. Also, you know, I'm a trans woman who hasn't secured access to HRT yet, so keep in mind I tend to look like a very large, very manly dude. The last time I was actually out in public, I was going to some explicitly queer-friendly event in the wake of some serious horror for the LGBT community. So everywhere I went, I saw a whole lot of sad and scared women being held by boyfriends, girlfriends, or just by friends. And every time I saw it, I had the same two thoughts. First, wow, I really need that from someone right now. And second, there is no way, and probably there's no way anybody would do that to me. Nobody would ever hug me. Rest in peace, Sacred Gamer Girl. And now, I told you at the beginning, I warned you. This would be a short stream because I've been busy with my forum upgrade. Please forgive me. And at this point, half an hour in, it's time we talk about who Secret Gamer Girl really is. And meet Jake Alley. Hello, Pharaoh girls. Would you like to play a game? Would you like to see my secret? And if you think this can't be Secret Gamer Girl, this can't be Secret Gamer Girl, maybe they've changed. No, because we found these pictures of them from 2016 and 2017. To this fucking day, Secret Gamer Girl denies that this person is them. Denies it outright. And I will get to how we know that it's actually him. Because you remember that tweet, or remember this shit from the Crash Override Network logs about making a fucking game, making a card game? Well, take a look at this.
Okay, hello, I'm Jake Alley of World Domination LLC. This is my game, Massive vs. the Masses. It's a two-player strategy game, one person, based on old Godzilla movies and so forth. One person is just the one giant monster stomping through the city. The other one is the army working to fight them off. It takes about 20 minutes to play. Both players have a deck of cards with various options for the army, you know, pulling out tanks and planes and helicopters. For the monster, breathing fire, stomping on things, kicking things across the board. Simple, it's fun, there's a lot of replay value. And it retails for $60. The object for the monster is to take all the little screaming citizens here and wipe them out through their various attacks, picking up, eating them, jumping on them, breathing fire, etc. The object for the army is to bring out all their tanks, helicopters, and so forth, and do enough damage to the monster to finally bring it down. And down the road there'll be expansions, so you can take the board here and add other ones to it off the side, like so, expanding it out for more and more players. in the future there's going to be versions out of the movies, like a Giants of the Earth one, so it's going to have, the army of mole men versus the giant drill, mix them and match them, have the Godzilla knockoff versus the giant Roman army, etc., etc.
So I think it's time we change the background. There's been some revelations, chat, and it's time that the stream reflect those revelations. I don't know why Jake refuses to acknowledge that we're right on this. I don't know why. Maybe it's a money thing. Maybe it's just embarrassment. But they thoroughly, vehemently deny it to this day. And it's just like, there's no point to it. There's no point to it. Now, you need more. If you need more evidence, evidence in the words of my friend Kenny Jones, let's just take a look at the locale wiki again, and I'll show you the evidence. So let's see, where is the good part? Okay, so remember that Patreon that they've been running for a while? You should also remember, if you've been looking at GamerGate during the duration of GamerGate, that there was a Patreon leak a couple years ago, and the email address that Secret Gamer Girl's Patreon was created by was jakealley@gmail.com. And specifically, the fact that Jake Alley was the owner and operator of that company that built that card game, and these quotes right here that enumerate what the details of that card game was, basically prove it. Unfortunately, they specifically mentioned that con. We got that video because these logs mentioned that convention. We had the pictures of them, and then when we took the con that they said they went to, and you found the videos of it, they were able to isolate that specific card game pitch. So it's definitely the same person. It just fucking is. And there's no point trying to hide it anymore. It just isn't.
Okay, hello, I'm Jake Alley of World.
Actually, there is another theory why Secret Gamer Girl could be hiding who they really are. And the answer is, when you are trans on the internet, you have a serious bubble of protection. You are insulated from criticism. You're insulated from abuse. Any kind of harassment, any kind of perceived harassment is instantly dealt with at your request. You are a protected class that sits above all the normal people with their normal brains and normal junk. You are safe. And nothing indicates this more than what's happening with Mark Kern. My mentions this morning, 50 or so different accounts saying I'm going to be sued for libel for implying someone has ties to 8chan. We've seen that's not what they said. Jake said that Mark was a literal pedophile or somehow involved in sex trafficking. And Mark Kern, after being contacted by Twitter for evidence of this libel, Twitter protected Secret Gamer Girl, saying that, again, Twitter protects lying, slanderous social justice warriors who are free to make absurd and clearly false claims against me in order to whip their followers into a hate frenzy. Twitter says they did nothing wrong, the double standard is real, and Twitter is the worst. Following up with this. Further on update, while direct link is finally down today, this praise of the conduct of the staff, again, the staff of, again, a child porn site remains on their feed. So Jake is continuing to imply that Mark Kern is Mark from 8chan's V, and he is, by association, a child pornographer working for a child pornography site. Fucking amazing. I wish I could get away with that shit. I wish I could just call random fucking people pedophiles and get away with that shit. But no, I actually got to have evidence for that shit. Otherwise, my ass is on the line. I couldn't even criticize Secret Gamer Girl. If I tried to criticize Secret Gamer Girl, I would be fucking torn up. And it's just a pain in the ass. Let's, before I sign off, and again, this is going to be a short stream just because it is. This is my favorite thing. we'll read. This is the reason why Jake's thread has hundreds of pages of replies. Is that every day Jake, for whatever fucking reason, in his infinite wisdom, decides to go on these unbelievable Twitter fucking rants, right? And I'll just take a screenshot. Since we've been streaming, I left a tab open for on their Twitter when I took that first screenshot with Brianna Wu. I'm gonna throw this up again to show you guys something. See this? 22 new tweets. 22 new tweets. In the 40 minutes that we ran this, 22 new fucking tweets. Well, let's read it. Let's just dive right in and and see what's been said. If I can find the start of it. Show this thread. That's what I want. Okay. F. Is my stream dead? No, it's up. It's up. Stop pressing F. Refresh. 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 Okay. I'll wait. I'll wait for these dummies. These dummies to refresh. And then we will we'll just read this. Okay. Last chance. Last chance. I'm gonna drink some water and that's it. We're gonna start reading. So this is the latest book that Secret Gamer Girl has published. I don't know why they don't use something like Medium to write articles, you know, like formally put thoughts together that you know, maybe into a Patreon post or something on their fucking blog that apparently they're getting money for. No, they instead just publish shit like this every fucking day, 20 plus long tweet chains that I don't think anybody reads, but we're going to read one and we're going to sign off with that. My mentions this morning, 50 or so different accounts saying that I'm going to be sued for libel for implying someone has ties to 8chan, which is, again, what you did not say. You said that they were a pedophile. Among said persons, multiple links to said site in the last 24 hours. You know it's only libel when it's false, right? It's kind of fascinating to me how quickly and thoroughly fascists manage to just completely lose the plot. I mean, when you really get down to it, the current assault against me just comes down to being a favored target and finding a creative excuse to get in some big names in. Actually, before I read this, before I dive into this, I need to make my screen more interesting. There we go. There we go. Just put that right there. Yeah, yep. That works. They have to approach their harassment with the excuse in mind, though. So their angle is they are defending Mark Kern from libel, in quotes, for me, as yesterday I floated the suggestion that THQ's Nordics thank Mark comment regarding having been assured that all the nasty stuff on the child porn site they decided for some unfathomable reason that they were going to promote to their audience of people tracking news on licensed Nickelodeon games by doing an AMA there. Not a terrible strategy to take if I were actually just randomly throwing out the name of someone I didn't like and insinuating he had ties to a well-known website created explicitly to host image galleries, abduction and grooming tips, and general networking for the black market of people who get off sexually abusing children. That would be damn scandalous. There's nothing wrong with my internet. I'm checking the dashboard. It's not even complaining about shit. Not even complaining about shit. You guys are just like, there, look. Just click the live button and it works again. All you gotta do. So their strategy pivots to a focus on the likelihood that the quote in question actually referred to some different person named Mark, specifically causing me to wake up to a slew of people telling me that they're all such regular visitors to the child porn site in question that they happen to know there's an admin on staff named Mark, and obviously that's who THQ Nordic was thinking for being such a welcoming person. Like, 8chan is not a child porn website. There is no child pornography on fucking V. And I don't know, considering you've written an entire fucking dossier on Frederick Brennan, you should probably know who Mark is. I know who Mark is, and I've never posted on V. I've seen his butthole, and I've never posted on V. So you need to step your fucking game up, Mr. Investigative Journalist. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that that's true, and that it's something these people are actually able to verify in some way. First off, that just makes an already unfathomably ugly situation for THQ Nordic that much worse. The idea I was floating was that they conceivably knew Kern by way of the fact that he is somehow a notable figure in games, who's tied to the world of child pornography and far-right terrorist activities aren't well known to the public at large. So had he suggested the AMA someone who really didn't do their homework may have just gone for it. If we are instead talking about Mark, the random sleazeball who makes his money off the back of horrific child abuse, it's that much more damning of THQ Nordic to have agreed to any of this, and particularly horrific not to retract thanking him for getting things set up. So personally, I'm all the more curious to see what comes of the interviews about this. I expect to see any day now as they scramble to pull something off out of this stunning PR nosedive they're in. Meanwhile, as regards this angle of defending a friend here, the smart way to play that would just be to show their cards on whatever proof they have of who was being referred to, and just kind of pray nobody looks into Kern's background for the sort of damning details that caused me to speculate on his involvement to begin with. So he's not even retracting it. He's still saying Kern's a pedophile for knowing what 8chan is. Like, this is why I take issue with people who call other people pedophiles like this shit. Because, you know, child rape is a thing. And it happens all over the fucking place. It especially happens in poorer countries because they need money. And it's a good way to make money by selling that shit to fucking Westerners for Bitcoin. And it's fucking repulsive. And when people like this fucking ugly, frumpy, dumpy, faggot idiot start taking shit like using a video game board on 8chan and start slathering it in claims of child pornography and child sex trafficking, it really devalues what a horrific fucking industry it is. And I hold utter contempt for people like this who do this kind of shit. Like, I tried to read this as like a joke because it's like, haha, how funny is it that the dumpy fat person who sleeps on the park bench is blindly dithering about some person far more successful than them being a child pornography because they used 8chan's V once to have an AMA. And now reading it, I'm just mad. It's like, what a contemptible sack of shit you are for fucking doing this. And not even apologizing, not even, oops, I made a mistake. It's now, now it's a bigger thing. Because why do these people even know Mark from V? Like, I don't know. Maybe they fucking use the board. Maybe they fucking use the board to talk about video games. What a fucking shock that would be. These people, though, are not terribly bright. Instead, they've decided to hyper-focus on catching me in a factual error at the expense of all other concerns. Wow. These people I'm calling child rapists are debating the factual errors at fucking play here instead of just doing whatever I say. What a big brain comment. You know what? That's such a big brain comment. Give me a fucking second. Holy shit. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put a big red box over it. Copy this shit. I'm going to tweet it. I'm going to tweet it. How dare they dispute that I am calling them child rapists? Boom. Fuck that guy. So that Kern personally, replacing with a wholly fabricated notion that I have publicly claimed in a new... What does being in a newspaper have to do with it? that Kern personally serves as an admin for the site in question. Why does it have to be in a newspaper if you're claiming whatever? Because that's the sort of thing I would have to have done for any of this viable for this to be a viable tactic, and then build a case against that by strawmanning, by compiling all the evidence they can to support Kern instead of being a frequent visitor to / big fan of the site in question and the morally repugnant content thereof. Are you writing a fucking terms of service here, Jake, whatever the fuck your name is? So again, the actual dirt on him I was pointing out existed, which he would presumably want to keep far from the light of day, because tying yourself to the mast of the ship that delivers film of unspeakable things done to small children is career suicide at best, and potentially a ticket to prison if enough people start talking about it to spur interest in actually investigating it. See, he's still calling him a fucking child rapist. He's saying you're going to go to jail if enough people learn about this because you're definitely a child rapist. That's what he's fucking saying. But again, these people just lost the plot so immediately and badly that they are all tying themselves right up there, publicly confessing to horrific things, renting some floodlights, and trying to scare me by threatening to summon the law and have them look at them. It's sad that the system is so broken, they won't face real consequences. No. Isn't this guy a pedo? I think you're thinking of Klaus Shrimpy. And one day, Klaus Shrimpy, the hammer will drop. Because I know your secrets. I know your secrets, Klaus Shrimpy. I know about the hamburger, Klaus Shrimpy. And one day we'll talk about the hamburger. Trust me. Trust me, it's going to happen one day. All right, my friends. It is that time. Like I said, going to be a super short stream because I haven't had much time to prepare. I've been working on the forum upgrade. So I hope this crash course into the world of Jake Alley / Secret Gamer Girl, who makes 75 tweets a day about GamerGate, despite GamerGate not fucking existing anymore. I hope it's been of interest to you. Do a Klaus Shrimpy stream one day. My little donation platform is there, and as a final coup de grace, I would like to, as an outro song, I have selected at the request of Zed, the man famous, internationally internet famous for doxing Mr. Medicare, has requested that I play this song, which is apparently done, and this is not bullshit, apparently done by Jake Alley's cousin. And it's very appropriately named You Know, I Know. So here is You Know, I Know. By the way, if you look this song up, what's her name? Samantha Urbani. Samantha Urbani. If you look her up, she does topless pictures. Just a heads up. So without further ado, thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you next week.
You wanna meet me downtown, and I got visions that we could entertain. I see you coming back around, it was a short shot now. We could break it down every day. I mean, really break it down. Don't figure when you take it down every way. If I could make it down, we could make it loud, but you need to listen to me. You know I know that we go. Why are we on these years? You go, I'll go, but we know we'll always be right here. It was a showdown, had to throw it out. I felt something coming for me. But what we know now is when it goes down, it's easy to get up and leave. Why? Time slips away. I know we are innocent, definitely. Don't be a fool now. We need to cool down. You remember when you looked at me, baby. You know I know that we go. Why are we on these years? You go, I'll go, but we know we'll always be right here.
See you next time.